Once upon a time, there was a reflection. Like many reflections, this one lived in a mirror, but it grew tired of this lonely, solitary existence. It wanted to see what else the world had to offer. So one day, when no one was looking, it left the mirror. For days, the reflection walked, till it came to a deep, dark forest. There, it encountered a strange wolf. "Go no further. There is nothing for you here, reflection," the wolf snarled. "But I wish to keep going and see for myself," replied the reflection. "Then you must get past me," growled the wolf. Without hesitation, the reflection grabbed the wolf's tail and severed it from the creature's body. He then struck down the beast with the tail as if it were a sword. Taking the tail with him, he walked into the forest. The reflection continued deeper into the woods, soon coming to the entrance of a great cave. There he found a bat with swirling eyes that could make a man fall into a trance. "Go no further. There is nothing for you here, reflection," the bat hissed. "But I wish to keep going and see for myself," replied the reflection. "Then you will have to get past me," cried the bat. The reflection closed his eyes and sliced at the bat with the wolf's tail. The bat's head, now free, rolled from its shoulders. The reflection picked it up and carried it into the cave. Venturing into the cave, the reflection found a pile of bone and sharp teeth. As he approached it, it formed into a tall, skeletal beast. "Go no further. There is nothing for you here, reflection," the skeletal form rattled. "But I wish to keep going and see for myself," replied the reflection. "Then you will have to get past me," roared the beast. The reflection threw the severed bat's head at the skeleton, causing it to crash and fall apart. He then swiftly used the wolf's tail to sever them more. Once the task was complete, he gathered the bones and put them into a sack, then continued onward. Deeper into the cave, where the light from the entrance was starting to fade, he found another pile of bones. But this one had sharp horns and formed into a steadfast beast on 4 legs. "Go no further. There is nothing for you here, reflection," the beast clacked. "But I wish to keep going to see for myself," replied the reflection. "Then you must get past me," snorted the beast. The reflection dodged the beast's horns, then slammed the bag of bones onto its spine, shattering it. Like before, he collected the fallen bones into a bag and continued on his way. After what seemed like days, the reflection found the exit of the cave. But just as he was about to step outside, a final pile of bones leapt up and took flight in front of him, its great wings stretching out impossibly far. "Go no further. There is nothing for you here, reflection," cawed the winged skeleton. "But I wish to keep going to see for myself," replied the reflection. "Then you must get past me," crowed the beast. It swooped down and grabbed the reflection with its talons. Then it flew out of the cave and into the sky. The reflection swung his legs back and forth, then suddenly up onto the creature's skull, knocking it away. He then grabbed the wings and glided back down to the ground. Once on the ground, he gathered the bones and the skull and put them in the same bag, and he was off once again. Away from the cave, the reflection found a battlefield. Amongst the fallen bodies, he saw a great winged demon. It stood so tall the reflection could barely see its head. The demonic soldier looked down, and its eyes glowed as it brandished many blades. "Go no further. There is nothing for you here, reflection," it stated in a deep voice that rattled the earth. "But I wish to keep going to see for myself," replied the reflection. "Then you must get past me," it calmly said, bringing its swords to bear. The reflection opened his bag and flung all the bones he had collected onto the ground. Then, with a swift move of his hand, they reformed into a giant warrior of his own. He ordered the creation to fight, and the two colossal forms clashed, shaking the very sky itself. But soon, the creature of bone stood victorious. The reflection gathered the demon's wings and continued on with the bone giant. As twilight fell across the field, the reflection found another demon. This one was clad in blue armor and bore a mask across its face. Its mysterious appearance unsettled the reflection, but he knew he must press onward. Once he got close to the demon, it brandished its thin blade at the reflection's throat. "Go no further. There is nothing for you here, reflection," it calmly stated from behind its mask. "But I wish to keep going to see for myself," replied the reflection. "Then you must get past me," it responded, then struck with blinding speed. The reflection barely dodged out of the way, letting his bone giant take the hit. The colossal creature shuddered at the thrust and fell into pieces on the ground. Thinking quickly, the reflection took the demon wings he gathered and used them to fly high into the sky. The demon leapt after him, grabbing a hold of the reflection's foot. But the reflection had planned on this, and suddenly swooped down, smashing the demon into the ground. The reflection rejoiced at a hard-earned victory, only to silence himself when the demon stood back up. As the demon returned to its feet, armor and mask fell away, revealing its true form. It seemed to stand even taller than before, and in place of its rapier, it now brandished a great lance. The reflection swallowed his fear and stared up at the demon. "I say again, you are to go no further," said the demon. "And I say again, I wish to keep going." The demon charged forward with its lance, but the reflection had picked up the dropped rapier. He sidestepped the charge and thrust the blade into the demon's heart. "There is nothing for you here, reflection. Why continue?" asked the demon with its last breath. "Because I want to see for myself," replied the reflection as he limped away. The reflection walked and walked and walked until he finally came upon a large castle. This must have been what was waiting for him. All those creatures had obviously lied, and now there was a place for him. But before he could take a step inside, the castle shook and changed its form. Now, a great scorpion whose tail arched across the sky stood in front of the reflection. The beast brought its face right up to the reflection, its mandibles twitching. "You have come a long way for nothing, reflection," it whispered. "I will see that for myself," said the reflection. "No, you don't understand. There is nothing here. No beasts, no bones, no demons, not even me. This is all a fantasy for you. Reflections cannot leave their mirrors, not even when no one is looking." "You lie!" shouted the reflection. "Do I? Ask yourself, does any of this make sense? How could one simple reflection do so much?" "Because I am strong and clever." "Fine then, prove me wrong." And the two beings fought and fought and fought, and then something broke. The sound of shattering glass filled the air, and all was a mosaic of light and dark. The reflection stayed there for what seemed like an eternity, until a small beam of light shone upon its face. Dazed and confused, the reflection looked up. He could barely make out movement and sound. He strained his ears, and then he heard it.
Hello everyone, welcome to Shelf Space. I'm your host, Rodimus13, and today we're taking a quick
And
look at
that
the Gundam.
is when the reflection knew what he must do.